your parents play golf, you have a 1 in 4 chance that you're going to play golf. If your parents don't play golf, it's 1 in 200. And if you're in underrepresented community, it's even greater. And so we are really breaking down barriers and giving kids the exposure to where they can try it and see if it's something they like. And then in turn, we're not just teaching golf, we're teaching our core values and our life skills.
Welcome to the Nonprofit Podcast Network. Our purpose and passion are simple: to highlight the incredible nonprofits that make our communities stronger. Each episode is a chance for these organizations to tell their story in their words, sharing not just what they do, but why it matters, to the people they serve, to their supporters, and to all of us who believe in the power of community. Through podcasting, we hope to amplify their voices, inspire connection, and give them one more tool to impact the hearts of donors, partners, and neighbors alike. This work is made possible through the generous support of our incredible partners: Cap Trust, offering fiduciary advice for endowments and foundations; Western Health Advantage, a local not-for-profit health plan that believes healthcare is more than coverage. It's about caring; CORE, executive leadership and comprehensive support services. They work in it so you can work on it. And 5 Star Bank, a local, trusted advisor to community nonprofits for over 25 years. This episode is powered by SMUD, Sacramento Municipal Utility District's Shine Awards program benefiting nonprofits for energy efficiency. Apply today. When most people hear the word golf, they think of a sport. What they may not realize is that for thousands of young people throughout the Sacramento region, golf is simply the vehicle for something much bigger. I'm joined by Angie Dixon, Executive Director of First Tee Greater Sacramento. Angie has spent 25 years with the organization after first entering the program as a participant herself. Today, she leads a team that reaches more than 58,000 young people each year through schools, community partnerships, golf courses, and programs designed to build confidence, character, leadership, and life skills. We'll talk about breaking down barriers to participation, creating opportunities for underserved youth, supporting individuals with disabilities, and helping young people become what First Tee calls game changers. You'll also hear inspiring stories of former participants who have gone on to become professional golfers, leaders, and future physicians. This conversation isn't really about golf. It's about mentorship, opportunity, and the lasting impact that can happen when someone believes in a young person's potential. And if you are a golfer, it's going to make you appreciate your sport that much more. Angie Dixon, welcome to the Nonprofit Podcast Network.
Thank you so much for having me today, Jeff. Appreciate it.
This is so fun because I know people who have been involved with the organization from the beginning, back in the day. Some of them no longer are even with us, but I never understood it. I didn't get golf for kids as a nonprofit. I'm confused. And the irony is it's not a new organization. You've been around for over 40 years.
Yes, since 1983.
Which is amazing.
In fact, I was in the program in 1983 as a youngster.
The good news is you were in the program. At least you weren't saying you were an executive
right.
with the program since 1983.
I was like 1 year old in 1983.
Right. But you have been with the organization for 25 years.
25 years. Mm-hmm.
Which is amazing. How did you come through the ranks?
Well, like I said, I started in the program and grew up through it, learning in the Little Linkers program. And
how old were you when you
11.
started? 11. Okay.
Met Ken Morton Sr., who was our founder, and some wonderful lifelong friends that were in the program as well. And then I started volunteering in high school for the program for our California Eagles program for individuals with disabilities. And then went away and played college golf, played professional golf, came back, and then there were other opportunities to volunteer, and I kept volunteering. And there was an opportunity, Pat Campbell, who had started our junior tour program, was retiring. And Mr. Morton said to me, would you be interested? And I said, absolutely interested. And the rest is history.
So really, this is your only job since college?
Sure.
Real job?
Well, I coached Loretto High School as well.
Oh, wow.
I was a teaching professional and a director of instruction at Whitney Oaks and Wood Creek, and played some professional golf a little bit along the way as well. But yes, this has been my job, my calling.
So Little Linkers was a good introduction and orientation for you. Look where it's gotten you.
Absolutely. Golf has been so good for me my whole life.
Scholarship too for college?
Yes, full paid scholarship.
Oh my gosh.
Got a business degree at University of Washington.
How neat. How neat. You know, one of the things that I think it's easy to do when we think of nonprofits and we think of who they serve, and then we think of golf and who the perception of golf is.
Sure.
It's somewhat pigeonholed into almost an elitist category because of the money and the athletes and everything else. And I don't think people really see the day-to-day elements of golf. How is it that the organization orients itself? Because it could be nothing further than elitist in terms of what you do. And I think that's part of the excitement in having the story get told, is that is not at all what First Tee is about.
Absolutely. In fact, it's one of the things we're most passionate about. We reach young people ages 3 to 19 and 3 to 8, 19. Once they turn 19, they aren't in the program anymore. But
I'm looking at a toddler.
Yes, tots on the tee.
Oh, that's got to be a blast.
Yeah. And for us, we just feel that all kids are at risk. So it really is our passion and our mission to get this program to everyone. And it is so true. There are many who, especially in the underrepresented community, they're feeling like golf, that's not a sport that for me, that's not something that I would play. But for us, we are super intentional about breaking down the barriers, building equity in our programs, doing all the things that we need to do to help these young people feel comfortable to be out at the golf course, understand that this is a game that they can play. And we have had such success. It's actually one of the things that our staff and our board are most passionate about. We have a program called RISE, which stands for Reach, Inspire, Support, and Empower. And we partner with Kappa Alpha Psi, which is a Black fraternity in town, and several community centers, and bring young people out who did not think golf was something for them. And boy, once they hit the ball, it's, the rest is history. They realize, I like this.
I can imagine some of the people that you turn on to the sport who have never thought that they could even possibly play it could turn out to be pretty significant players as well.
Oh, absolutely. We see that all the time.
I would imagine.
Yep.
Tell me about the people you serve. Who is it that you see most often?
Well, it's a really large program. So we reach over 58,000 young people every year in Sacramento alone. 56,000 of which participate free of charge in our programs. So we're in over 120 schools in town. So a lot of the children are getting our core value education in their PE program through the golf curriculum. We also have young people that are coming to us through our RISE golf program, like I mentioned, and our girls golf. That's another thing we're super passionate about, is having a program that's girls only. It's also taught by girls that are in our program, so they can look up to some older peers and mentors, and a full lady coaching staff, and that's something that has been super popular for us. We actually have quite a few programs for individuals with disabilities as well, and that's something that we love. Golf is a game where the ball is not moving, no one is charging toward you, and it is something that becomes a lot more accessible to folks. We have a program for individuals with Down syndrome and varying different disabilities. We have an L's for Autism program, a swing club for the blind, an adaptive PE program, quite a few things. Very wide variety, I would say. Like I said, 3 to 19. However, I will say our programs for individuals with disabilities, no one ever ages out. Okay. And that is something that we're super proud of. We have individuals, athletes that are in the program that were with us in 1985 that are still in the program. Yeah.
And I'll bet they relish every opportunity to come to the course.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a wonderful activity to get them out and engaged. It's a healthy lifestyle type of a thing as well, and just a real social connectedness for the folks that are in our California Eagles especially. Yeah.
So I have a question for you before we get to the next question, which is going to be perfectly aligned with what you just said about people who have been in the program for a duration, a long time. In terms of the programs that you offer, obviously RISE seems to be one of the more attractive. Are there any programs that would you say are the most popular, that influence the most kids in the community?
Sure. I would say our school program for sure, as that is a huge portion of our young people. And to me, that's also just really a wonderful opportunity for kids who weren't really looking for golf. You know, if your parents play golf, you have a 1 in 4 chance that you're going to play golf. If your parents don't play golf, it's 1 in 200.
Wow.
And if you're in underrepresented community, it's even greater. And so we are really breaking down barriers and giving kids the exposure to where they can try it and see if it's something they like. And then in turn, you know, we're not just teaching golf, we're teaching our core values and our life skills. So that's a big deal to us. So I would say one of the very popular programs that we have is our Junior Tour program, which is a competitive program where kids from the age of 12 to 18 play in tournaments, 20-plus tournaments a year throughout the year.
And these are kids in the program. Do they travel?
We have a radius, about 50 miles within this area so that it's affordable and accessible, always one-day events, so we're not involving hotel stays or anything like that for the families. But yeah, it's a big group. We typically have over 300 on our tour every year.
And I noticed you had said 120 schools you're in?
Mm-hmm.
What is the geographic range that you service?
We serve the 4-county region. So with our schools, we're in all of Elk Grove School District, but if you head up 50 Corridor, we're in Buckeye Rescue up near Serrano. We're also in Folsom Cordova. We're in a couple schools in San Juan and out toward Roseville as well. Yeah.
Where does the play take place?
As
Do they
far
play
as
at various courses?
Oh, with the
as an
tournament
organization?
program? Or?
Well, just the program itself. So do they all come to Hagen Oaks, or do they?
Yeah. So we have 3 main delivery
courses, so to
channels,
speak.
or if you will, and those are schools, in schools, or with program partners like the Salvation Army or Boys and Girls Club, different groups where we do outreach. And then we also have our 8 program locations. So we have locations. Hagen Oaks is one of them. William Land is one. Empire Ranch is one. Emerald Lakes. So they're kind of spread out around town. And young people who are wanting to get interested in the game can sign up at one of those locations and receive first tee programming within their junior golf experience at those courses.
That's what I figured. I just didn't realize all those courses participated.
Yes.
And you mentioned a couple of things, which is the next question in terms of collaboration. Who do you work with? You said Boys and Girls Clubs. I can only imagine the list has to be...
It's pretty big.
Yeah. And you don't have to give them all, obviously, but just
Boys
give
and
our
Girls
audience an example.
Salvation Army at Oak Park, La Familia, several community centers in town, El Dorado Hills Park District, Will Robbins Golf, Morton Golf Foundation, obviously, but quite a few. And then Kappa Alpha Psi, like I said, they are a big partner of ours in helping us do the great work that we do. I feel bad if I'm leaving someone out, but there's probably
so many.
20 to 30 that we partner with. And part of the reason we do that is this program, we want to get it to all the kids that, you know, wouldn't be the ones that their parents would pick up the phone and say, I'm going to call Hagen Oaks and sign up for a golf program. So we're trying to get the program in front of everyone. And the best way we have found to do that is to partner with other nonprofits. And we have the ability with the equipment that we use to be able to set up on a blacktop, in a gym, out on a grass area, anything like that. So we're very mobile, and we can do one-day clinics. We can do all kinds of things.
See, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize you brought the program to the school.
Yes.
Literally brought the program to the school.
We bring it to them.
Okay.
Yeah. So with the schools, they all have their own set of equipment that they can use in the school day, and their teachers are trained in the curriculum to deliver it.
So with the schools having their own equipment, does that equipment come from you?
Yes,
or
it
from
does.
the program itself?
It does come. It's a one-time cost to sponsor a school. It's a $5,000 cost to put a program in a school, and the school receives their own equipment. Their PE teacher gets trained, and they get PE NASPA curriculum that they can use with their kids.
And for the benefit of people who don't know, NASPA is what?
National Association of School Education, I think. I'm not exactly sure, but it's PE standards curriculum that is to where they can just turnkey use it right in their program.
So it's a benefit to the teachers.
Oh,
they
absolutely.
don't have to go through all the coursework and everything. You come in and do it for them.
Yeah, we teach them. We train them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what a super way to go. How does one become involved in the organization from the perspective of a participant?
Sure. Well, a wide variety of ways. So sometimes they may just have heard about it from a friend. Hey, I go to this class each week. Do you want to come? Or they may see it at a golf course. Like I said, sign up at a course. We love it when the schools and the PE teachers then provide next step opportunities. So for us, we're always about exposing young people to the program. However, the longer they stay with us, the deeper they get into the life skill curriculum, the more of an impact this is going to have on their lives, to where, our mission and our passion is building game changers. That's our tagline, and that we would have that ability to do that. So first thing, it's just kind of exposing them, and then it's getting them hooked and then having them move on to our tournament program or becoming a mentor to younger kids and different things that would be available to them.
Tell me a little bit about impact. How do you gauge the impact of the program in the community to say this is making a difference because it does what?
Yeah, there are a lot of ways that it does. I think for us, the thing that I'm so passionate about is providing this program for kids who would otherwise never know that golf was something for them. And so when that happens and you see those smiles on those kids' faces and you hear the parents talking about, wow, we didn't know, we didn't know we could do this golf thing, and we didn't know that you would provide scholarships for our kids. We never turn a child away due to lack of funding. So if they join us in one of those free programs and then they want to move on to something else, we help with that. They can earn equipment to be involved with us. They have their equipment, they have the shirts, they have all the things. And that, to me, is one of the things that really shows the impact and the success of the program. And then on the flip side, the other thing is the product of the kids that have gone through the program on a deeper level and have been with us, our alumni. So, we are all about not just building better golfers, but, good golfers, but better people is what we like to say. And
change makers.
Yeah. And so Austin Smotherman went through our program as just a real young man starting at 7 years old, and he's on the tour now. He's actually the first tee ambassador on a national level, and he's out there playing tournament golf and doing extremely well. However, the thing that I see as success is his passion to, at each tour stop, do clinics and things to help the next generation. He has not forgotten kind of where he came from. And I love seeing we have two young ladies who went through our program who ended up speaking in front of Congress. They were both so shy when they first started with us. And by the end of their journey, both of them, about 12 years apart from each other, spoke in front of Congress on National Golf Day. We have another young lady who went through our program starting at age 4 or 5, who is now our director of competitive activities and outreach. So that, to me, is a big deal. And I brought a little note that I got this week because I wanted to just share. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this, to me, this was completely unprompted. Is a thank you note from a young man, Ibrahim Sumaharo, who went through our program. We paid for him to go through our program. He was on golfership with us. He earned a scholarship. Yeah, golfership. We give golferships to be in our program. We also give scholarships to get them started in their journey in college. And we helped this young man through his college journey. And he has been studying to be a molecular biologist in molecular biology. He wants to be a physician. He wants to cure cancer. He sent this note. I'm just going to read a couple little sentences from it. He said, I wanted to update you on what's been going on in my pre-med journey. I've mostly been occupied with my lab research, which, as you may remember, I'm currently studying developmental signaling in Myococcus xanthus by testing whether the volatile compound geostatin acts as an extracellular signal for sporulation. Whoa. My results so far have been promising. My next steps include determining whether the geosporin defect and the mutants lie within a known developmental pathway. So he says all this, and I thought, well, I mean, I knew what you were doing, but wow. And he said he's approaching graduation this June, and he's applying for med school. And he just said, reflecting on this journey, I'm incredibly grateful for the support and foundation that the First Tee has provided me, and I continue to carry these lessons forward. Your support has not only helped me successfully prepare for the MCAT, but has also helped me successfully attend college with less stress, knowing I have enough money to pay for tuition and other expenses like books. I will never forget the kindness you have shown me, and I will continue down my path to becoming a physician.
Wow.
And that's really special.
That works.
And,
that you can feel.
And we do hear from these young people, and we do hear, I see people all the time that are 30 or 40 years old that have been through our program. It's like, oh, how old are you?
Right.
How long ago was that?
I remember you when you were...
Yeah, and just to know that they are game changers out there and that they are using the life skills and core values they learned here in life.
Well, and for all that language that he just used that we don't understand,
right.
We know a lot of doctors play golf.
Right.
And I'm hoping that some of them heard that.
Yes.
And said that this is a place I need to make an investment because look what it's doing for somebody who is now on their way to med school, which is really, really cool. We'll head into the back nine of this conversation with Angie Dixon of First Tee Greater Sacramento right after our partners show you how they can help improve your game with their support.
I'm James Beckwith, President and CEO of 5 Star Bank. We're dedicated to supporting nonprofit organizations who advocate for the strength, resilience, and vitality of those they serve. When nonprofit organizations thrive, our community does too. By supporting the Nonprofit Podcast Network, 5 Star Bank is amplifying the voices and meaningful impact of our nonprofit community. We're 5 Star Bank, a trusted nonprofit partner. How can we help you?
We are really excited to be part of the family and contribute to the work that you all are doing. CORE provides fractional and interim executive services, along with comprehensive back office solutions that go into our client sites and do the work to give them the capacity they need in order to move through transitions, whether that's planned or unplanned. Or companies also work with our accounting and finance, back office solutions, human resources, technology, and administration. The reason why our back office solutions add value is because we save them time and money, anywhere from 20 to 30% of what they would spend on that back office solution. We work in it so they can actually work on it. CXORE.com and contact me directly at DTEAT@CXORE.com.
If you're interested in learning more about how CORE may help your organization, visit CXORE.com.
Hello, this is Scott Thomas with Cap Trust in our Sacramento office. I specialize in working with local nonprofits and associations. Annually, we survey private and public nonprofit organizations across the country to better understand challenges they see in today's environment. In our more recent survey, we heard concerns about proper board governance, mission-aligned investment, and how to implement alternative investments. If you would like a copy of the survey or to discuss your organization, look me up, Scott Thomas at captrust.com.
At Western Health Advantage, healthcare isn't just a service. It's a shared value. As a nonprofit leader, you need a health plan that understands the importance of mission-driven work. Western Health Advantage is a local, not-for-profit health plan that supports organizations like yours with affordable, flexible coverage options for your team. But what truly sets them apart is their commitment to community, supporting nonprofits like the American Heart Association, Sacramento Ballet, and the Crocker Art Museum's Pay What You Wish Sundays. With access to top-tier providers and dedicated local support, Western Health Advantage is more than a health plan. It's a partner in your purpose. Explore your options today at westernhealth.com. Western Health Advantage, healthcare with heart. Designed for those who give back.
Make our communities bright with Smudge Shine Awards. Now through July 31st, your nonprofit can apply for a chance to receive funding for projects that improve and revitalize communities in our service area. We're seeking proposals that support zero carbon workforce development, affordability and community resiliency, economic development, and STEM education. Smudge Shine Awards are competitive and funds are limited. Submit your proposal by July 31st. Learn more at smud.org/shine.
Funding.
Yes.
How is the organization funded? Because obviously it doesn't come from the participants.
No. All of our funding is local. We raise all of our money here, and it all stays local. We have 33 board members who are outstanding.
I would say lucky you, but with some semblance of facetiousness, right?
Yes.
Because a large board like that can be a handful to manage.
It is a large board, but it's a wonderful board, and they work so hard to engage with others in our community.
If they're not watching on YouTube and they're just listening to it, I will share that you are beaming talking about your board, which isn't always the case for a nonprofit.
Yeah, absolutely. I experience that when I'm with others. But our board is very engaged, and I'm thrilled about that and just the great work that they're doing to raise the funds. We have the support of several individuals in our community as well as organizations that – can I mention a couple?
Sure.
I think, one of our largest partners is U.S. Bank. They support us. Tri-Counties Bank, Tykert.
Great organizations.
Yeah. The Morton Golf Foundation. Demon Partners is a huge sponsor for us. So we have several. There's – we receive probably close to 1,000 total donations from individuals. Really, 80% of the gifts that we get are from individuals to support this program.
Which is great because you're not at risk of a federal piece of budgeting going away or even a state piece of budgeting going away, and all of a sudden the program's decimated.
Absolutely.
Because that tends to be sustainable.
Yeah.
The people tend to continue to give, and they like the program, and if they're engaged, that's a win-win. And when you have 33 board members, that's some depth of contact in the community for them to outreach.
Right.
To say, hey, look what we're doing. You're my friend. You can give a little bit too.
Absolutely. And they do that. And it's wonderful. And, it's such a great program that at the end of the day, I think my hope for them when they're sharing with others and what I always, when I'm sharing, is that I'm just letting you be involved in this. Like, this is your chance to feel good, to be able to feel great about that letter that I just read, that you took part in that. So, wonderful board. We actually just started an ambassador program as well for individuals who maybe don't have the time to be on the board but would like to be an ambassador of the organization. So we just signed on a handful of those folks as well. So it takes a village.
Great idea. Great idea. Angie, if somebody's out there maybe always wanted to play golf, it just wasn't their thing, or for whatever reason, now they've matured, they've got this wealth, they say, I love the program, I want to give you a blank check. What would it look like? What would it look like if somebody said, here, do whatever you need to do with the program, and I'll make sure it gets taken care of?
I think, as a nonprofit, we have 5 full-time staff, 3 of which work on our programs. So I think having the capacity to have a RISE program as many days of the month as we would like to, having girls golf offered as regular as possible. I think for me, a check like that would probably also involve a facility for us and having a space where we could have a classroom and an offices right there on site, and the ability for the kids to be able to drop in. We have a wonderful office right now.
Maybe just a drop-in where somebody maybe is experiencing something in a community that they want to get away from.
Yes.
And they know that they have a place to go to.
Yeah.
We were just at another organization who has a similar situation, different crisis that they're working on. But I was blown away at how many people come in on a daily basis. I said, you've got to be kidding me, because that's that many every single day that they're supporting and nurturing and getting out of the environment that we don't want them in.
Right. I mean, we're all about getting kids off of their devices and socially engaged with others in this active learning environment, outside in golf and nature. And I think for me, yes, the funding is so important, and we would be able to just do so much more. I think what it would look like is lots more programming, more staff being able to do that, and like I say, a facility.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and you mentioned something we don't talk about enough, really, is getting kids out into nature. We had the American River Parkway on a while ago.
Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Diane Pagetto. And she was saying only 10% of the community, 10% of Sacramento knows it exists.
Wow.
And they get kids for tours to come and walk the parkway and see what's on the river and that this thing is there, who have never seen it.
Right.
Don't know what that nature is like. And a golf course is a beautiful natural habitat. It's it's spectacular in many cases because it's so pristine and so well manicured.
Yeah.
To where these kids just would never see anything like that in their neighborhoods typically.
Absolutely. And it gets them off of their devices. You know, you can't be on your phone out on the golf course, and you really can't play great golf unless you spend some time practicing.
Yeah.
So
there's a mental discipline.
The mental discipline. It is really just a great experience for kids, and also to learn how to connect with others.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big thing for us. One of our life skills that we teach, one of the very first ones, is how to introduce yourself. Giving a firm handshake, looking them in the eye, asking a question, you know, stating your name clearly, you know, all of these things, and just how to engage with people. In fact, one of our young ladies who spoke in front of Congress, she shared at Congress, she said, that life skill meant so much to me because I didn't even know how to do that. And when they gave me that, you know, it just helped me have a framework to how to speak with others. And I do think because kids are on their devices so much these days that we really need to be intentional about that.
Totally agree. I digressed a bit because we're on the funding.
Yeah.
So we come out of that beautiful dream of the check, but reality.
Yes.
Today, what is the greatest need of the organization?
I think for us it is just sustainability with our staffing, you know, making sure we have the funds in the organization to be able to do the work that we do each year. And I think also just word of mouth of the organization, folks knowing the great work we do, which is why I was so thrilled when you asked me to join you today. I think a lot of people may think of us as just a golf organization, or they may have never heard of First Tee, and they may not realize the great work we're doing with young people. And so I think for us, you know, the need is to always have enough funding to be able to do our RISE program. Like I said, we're 56,000 people are participating free of charge every year. So when we put a school program in for $5,000 16 years ago, we still need to be having that relationship, and we're doing all the work to make sure that, you know, everything's good. Do you need more equipment? What do you need? And so that takes funding to be able to do that.
And I would imagine once you're in a school, you don't want to have it fail. You want to stay in perpetuity.
Absolutely.
What's the budget? What do you work with roughly?
Our budget for fundraising is $1 million.
And I would imagine that goes in and out every year.
Yes.
So you start from zero.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a reserve that we've raised over the last several years. We're doing a good job with that, being good stewards and having some funds. I think the pandemic really, made us be very aware of being good stewards and making sure. I was so thankful to be able to keep our staff engaged in all the things we did through that. And golf was a great game.
Because you're outside.
Yeah, golf was, we were able to get kids out and in the program.
Yeah, I remember so many
very
friends.
Quickly.
We're going golfing. We can do that.
So many people got the golf bug during 2020 and 2021.
It's not a bad thing.
No, not at all.
Because it engages them in a different way than and it's an opportunity to get out and meet and share. As a nonprofit leader and 25 years with an organization, you've seen it through an awful lot of up and down. And if you stayed, which you have, that means you're extremely committed, which also means you feel, every little nuance with that organization.
Oh, yes.
And sometimes that's stressful. It can be difficult. Let's take a step sideways to learn a little bit about Angie. This is our Beyond the Mission segment where, we talk about just some of the things that help people know who you are. And so I'm going to ask you some questions. You just answer. They'll be fast. It's quick and usually easy.
Sounds good.
So, night owl or early bird?
Night owl.
Oh, interesting. So you like it in the summer when it's much longer
Usually
and lighter
and out?
Usually I just don't
sleep very much. I kind of do both.
Go-to comfort food?
Oh, ice cream.
Oh, okay. Last show you binged or are watching?
I do not have enough time to watch shows.
Good. I like that. Something people would be surprised to learn about you.
I'm a huge gardener, master gardener.
Oh, wow.
And I'm super involved in theater.
You mentioned you actually perform and coach at theater in Rockland?
Rockland Community Theater. I'm the operations manager and perform a bit as well.
I want to presuppose I know the answer to this, but surprise me. What fills your cup up when it's empty?
My family. Just had a grandson.
Congratulations.
Love him so much, 6 months old. And also, I'm a Christian, strong Christian, and that definitely go to God when it's empty.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And for you, again, I think I know the answer, but I may not. Now I may not. I have a couple of ideas it could be. What's a perfect day off look like?
Oh, definitely out in my garden, for sure. Maybe sleeping in the garden, reading a book, having some ice cream.
There
for
you
sure.
go.
For sure.
Okay, so one last one, just because it's one that I ask occasionally. Coffee or tea then with your ice cream?
Oh, I don't drink caffeine. I know I have so much energy already that I can't. So sometimes tea.
Okay.
Or maybe just chai latte.
Perfect. My wife loves them too. Angie, if somebody's interested in supporting the organization, what's the best way to learn more about it?
Our website is great. We have all of the information there. However, also just give me a call. I'm happy to meet with anyone. We could get coffee, we could get lunch. Really happy to share. Also, have you come out and see one of our programs in action. There's many ways to volunteer and get engaged that way as well. But yeah, our website has quite a bit of information on it.
And with such a geographical swath around the community with the 4 counties, really, it's easy to see the program in action someplace at a school near you.
Absolutely.
Or a course near you.
Most likely at a course, just being a little more accessible to be able to watch that versus going on the school properties. But yeah, absolutely. We make those available. We have regular program visits where folks can come out and see it in motion.
Well, I think you may have changed some minds today as perspective and perception of what we started with to where we are. The letter that you read is just wonderful in giving us an idea of where the course can take somebody.
Right.
And that's, of course, no pun intended. It's just amazing to see what you're doing for kids in the community, the way that they're interacting, and even having some names we can start to watch.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be really fun in terms of people knowing that there's I was going to say a kid. He's not a kid now. He's a young man.
He's in his 30s.
who is on the tour, who actually originated with First Tee out of Sacramento. And that's a huge compliment to the organization. Keep up the great work. We love what you're doing. And thank you to you and your team, the mighty team of 5, is it you said? That's a small group for such a large amount of activity, and 53,000
58,000 every year.
58,000 passing through. I mean, it's just amazing.
Huge amount of volunteers as well, over 400 volunteers.
There we go. Well, thank you for what you do, for what they do, and for what you're doing for the community.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me today.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
It.
This episode has been powered by SMUD, Sacramento Municipal Utility District's Shine Awards program benefiting nonprofits for energy efficiency. Apply today. Thank you for listening to the Nonprofit Podcast Network. We hope today's episode inspired you and gave you a deeper look into the work of our local nonprofits. If you believe in our mission to amplify their voices, please take a moment to leave us a positive review and share this episode with a friend. It helps more people discover the incredible work happening in our community. And don't miss future episodes. Subscribe to our weekly updates and monthly newsletter at nonprofpod.com. And if you're part of a nonprofit that would like to be featured, we'd love to hear from you. Just visit the Guests tab on our website. The Nonprofit Podcast Network is recorded and produced at Hear Me Now Studio with generous support from our outstanding partners. CapTrust, fiduciary advice for endowments and foundations. Online at captrust.com. Western Health Advantage, local care with community impact. Find the plan that fits at westernhealth.com. CORE, executive leadership and comprehensive support services. Visit cxore.com. And 5 Star Bank, a local trusted advisor to community nonprofits for over 25 years. 5starbank.com.